Good evening and welcome to another edition of Inside the Issues, sponsored by the League of Women Voters, Richfield. My name is Maureen Scalia and I serve as the moderator for the program. Tonight I'm very fortunate to have with me one of our own leaguers, but she's talking in her capacity as president of the Richfield Garden Club and also as the person that puts together every year, almost every year anyway, the Richfield Home and Garden Tour. Mostly now it's become the Richfield Garden Tour, correct?
That's right.
So Susan Rosenberg, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Glad to be here tonight.
And first we should tell our audience, when is the garden show or tour?
Okay, the garden tour this year will be July 25th, and it'll be from 1 until 5. In the afternoon. We did it a little later this year than in past years because we are working really close with the city staff, the community development staff who sponsors the landscape award winners. And so we are really working closely with them. So we decided to have the tour closer to when the judging takes place. And there will be the nominees, people can nominate the gardens, and there will be pictures at each one of our sites so that people can vote. And then there will be like a way so that the garden tour and the landscape awards do work really close together.
And I probably should say that the garden tour is July 25th, but you have an event before then, and we can get back to the garden tour. Let's take it chronologically. You have an event on July 18th?
July 18th, and it is the Tri-City Flower Show, and that's the three cities of Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield, and they have a full judged garden show. Flower show, and there's design, there's horticulture, and there's several categories, and it's always really a fun event. It's open to the public. It's at Southtown Shopping Center, and so it's inside. And once the judging is complete, everybody can come and take a look at the flowers and stand back and try to figure out what they're trying to say in their design, or look at the beautiful horticultural examples and see who won the ribbons. And so it's really a fun event, and there's always a little bit of competition between the three cities on who gets the most ribbons. But it's really interesting and it's really fun.
And for people that haven't been to it before, it's on the south side of Southtown.
It is.
In that area where it's enclosed for some of the shopping.
I think the store that's closest to it is Dress Barn, and I think when people will see the sign outside where Dress Barn is, and there will be signs outside on the glass too, so people will know.
Yeah, and have you chose what the theme is going to be, or what people are there's themes, right?
There are
and then
themes.
people are supposed to, in their mind, be creative around those themes.
There probably is a theme, but it hasn't been too publicized yet.
Okay, so that's coming.
Yeah.
And people can show single flowers or plants.
There's
or
miniatures, there's designs, there's table settings that include flower arrangement, but also includes flatware as well as dishes, so that you can have a complete showing of the design. There's then there's just the standalone designs that people create, and so there's several varieties. You can enter as many as you want, or as only one. And then there's the horticulture side, and that's the other side where people walk out in their yard and say, wow, there's a beautiful rose, and there's a way that it has to be displayed, and it's very carefully because it is a judged event, and then they can display those and take your chances on maybe you'll come out with a blue ribbon because of it.
So the horticulture side is more a single
It's a single
plant.
Specimen, and you have to include the Latin name and be very specific on how it is displayed, because you want to have the very best side of your specimen so that the judges can look at it.
So in other words, I've got a beautiful dahlia. I would just cut one flower.
Yeah, and there's a way that you have to display it in a clear bottle with water, and it's done when then you have it labeled. And there's quite a few of those, because sometimes people walk out in the morning and say, "Wow, something just bloomed overnight."
Overnight,
Great.
it looks really
So that's the kind of things that happen. So you have to hurry up and get it ready. But no, most everybody knows when they've planted something and they've really got some nice specimens that would be able to be in the show
over the years.
Or as your particular plant. You know how by the 18th of July, you know what's going to happen with it.
And it's a 2-day or 1 day?
It is. It's Saturday and Sunday, but the public cannot come in while the judging is taking place. Okay. And once the judging is over, it's usually about 11 or noon on Saturday, then all the rest of the day on Saturday, and then all day on Sunday.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. I know that
so
I've
much
been
fun.
there a couple of times, and I mean, I never think how to put plants together in an arrangement that looks really attractive, but I can tell you, your numbers know how to do that.
Well, there's definite lines and design standards that have to be met before before you can win a ribbon. And so those are the things that people who are doing that really look for and really want to try to adhere to those standards.
And then on the garden tour, you were talking about nominations for best landscape in the neighborhood. People can nominate a place in their neighborhood. The forms, I can say, are online?
They are online through city staff, and anyone could call me and get the information about that. But if you have a garden in your neighborhood that you really think needs to be recognized and appreciated and just kind of shown off, then there's a way to nominate them. In fact, we go back to 2014 winners, and that's how we find our tours, a lot of our tour sites. We do make invitations to the people that won the landscape awards last year to be a part of the tour. And in fact, when we're judging, we always ask, we have a tour next year. Would you be able and willing to be a part of that? And that's where we get a lot of our gardens from the previous landscape award winners.
Now, I know last year the tour included a number of gardens. I know the STEM school in Richfield was one of them. And then there was a community garden at, I think it was Oak Grove Lutheran, that was for various people. Food was all donated from that garden. And then there was a straw bale gardening, which was totally unique. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be looking at a number of vegetable gardens as well as
Well, we've
your
got a couple
flower?
of them already lined up. One of them is City Bella Gardens.
City Bella.
They in the back of their building, they have gardens, and they were just in the process last year of kind of redoing and revamping, but they said they really want to be a part in this year's tour. And that's a public garden that's really fun for people to see, because you don't always go back there. You
see the City Bella on 66th and on Lindale, and
you don't know what's back behind. The other garden that's going to be fun, speaking of community gardens, is this year at Woodlake Lutheran Church. There are some community gardens, but it's sponsored by Loaves and Fishes. Oh. So Loaves and Fishes is that we got I work for Loaves and Fishes, but Loaves and Fishes received a grant from the United Way for farming. And as it turns out, Woodlake Lutheran had a couple of plots of land that they were willing to kind of turn over to Loaves and Fishes to provide food for the guests at our dining sites. Well, I think this is really exciting and kind of unique. So they're going to be on the tour, and we'll have staff there we'll talk to people about what they're growing, and I know I've heard from some of the staff members that there's going to be potatoes and different kinds of herbs, and also some cutting flowers too, so for decorations and so. But it's we have these gardens in 4 different communities, and Wood Lake happens to be one of them. And I thought, what perfect way to have a site on the tour, but to be sponsored by such an organization as Loaves and Fishes, who feed 2,000 people every night at 20 different dining sites. So.
Yeah, that's good because it's fresh. It's fresh food, which is so important for people's diets.
In our Oak Grove garden from last year, members kept their own plots, but they reserved 3 plots for Veep. And so the food that was harvested from there was given to Veep so that they could provide, like you said, fresh food for people in need.
Okay. And the other sites then are private homes?
There'll be private gardens. And if you paid any attention to the landscape award winners last year, there are some outstanding gardens that will just be perfect for the tour this year, and people will really get a lot of good ideas. And that's what a lot of people do. Mary Olafson and I have been doing this since 2003, and what we really like, we love the big showy gardens, the Better Homes and Gardens. I mean, everybody loves to look at those. But another part we really like to have are gardens that are doable. We always say we like doable gardens. We want people to walk into a yard and come out and say, I could do that.
I can do it.
I can do that. I could plant that smaller garden and get the effect that this person has without having to go to, work your fingers to the bone to get what you. But doable gardens are really important, and in Richfield we have small lots, so a lot of our gardens are just that, just small doable gardens.
And very doable. And I know the emphasis has been lately doing more native planting. Mm-hmm. Is that important also?
Well, one of our gardens last year was the whole yard was totally native, because she had a bird sanctuary that she really wanted to perpetuate and bring about, and so her whole yard was nothing but native plants. But when you go to plant sales these days, or if you go to anything that has anything to do with gardening, you're going to see natives. And one of the main reasons why, another big thing, and I've got my butterfly on, is because we really are looking at the pollinators. We are in a lot of problems right now because our pollinators are dying. And I just saw a news article recently that 40% of bees have died off. And people say, why should I care about the bees? Well, do you like to eat? I mean, that's the bottom line. And so we're at our Richfield Garden plant sale, we had a lot of plants that were really butterfly friendly, and that's an important piece to any kind of gardening this year. Plant milkweed, plant those plants that really do attract butterflies and attract the honeybees, because we just want to keep them going, because they're the ones who pollinate I think it's like 45% of all our food. And if we don't have those bees and all our pollinators, including butterflies, then we could be in a lot of problems, a lot of trouble as the time goes on. So individual gardeners can just do little things, not use so many pesticides, look for plants that really promote the growth and attract those pollinators. And native plants are probably one of the best things that you can do. Milkweed, I mean, you can just throw some seeds of milkweed, and the monarchs, they thrive on that. So.
Well, and I can personally attest that if you plant native plants and get them going, you don't have to worry about them.
No, and that's the other thing too. They are self-perpetuating, and they do keep coming up. And I have to laugh because I've got neighbors who are so afraid of dandelions being in their yard. But dandelions are really good attractors for the bees.
Yes,
they love it.
They love it.
And so now I look out on my dandelions, I'm saying I'm doing my part for pollinators. And so we don't use pesticides or anything like that in our yard, and so that's always been a fact. But the dandelions, I don't even worry about digging them up. I just I know I'm saving a bee.
Yes, I'm looking a little more friendly on my dandelions. What I do is allow a certain amount to grow and flower, and then I pick them when they close off before they go to seed.
Oh, well, that's a good idea too.
And then I
But
keep them limited.
But the flower that the garden club picked this year for that would work with pollinators is the zinnia, and zinnias are really good because they are colorful. They have a scent which attracts the bees, and you grow them in the sun, and so that's what the bees just really like. So we're really happy to be doing our part and really at least getting the word out there. And one other thing that's going to happen on May 30th, and it'll probably be after this show airs, but we have partnered with the Augsburg Library, and we're going to present a short class on planting a butterfly garden with that very thing in mind, and talking about milkweed, talking about those pollinators, and talking about the need for to do our part. But the library, it's a great partnership. We have partnered with the library, we've partnered with the Historical Society, and we've partnered with the city of Richfield, because that's how we can get our message out there, and because we are small. But when you work with larger groups, it really does help get the message out.
And I mean, vegetables, fruits, flowers, important to human society.
Absolutely.
Both as nourishment, but also, flowers make people feel good.
It's nourishment for the soul.
Yes.
And it's not just, it's another hunger that needs to be satisfied and needs to be part of who we are and how we want to live in our world. And flowers just bring a sense of comfort, well-being, love, everything all the positives. When my mood is down and I see a flower, it really helps. And people ask me what my favorite flower is, and I love them all. As long as they've got a lot of color, I don't care. And so these zinnias are beautiful. Petunia, the lowly geranium, everything is gorgeous to me.
Well, thank you for your service to the community and to the garden club. Obviously, you have great love. And Richfield is very fortunate to have you and the garden club to do these things, to educate them on pollinators, and also to sponsor and facilitate the garden show.
We also do the garden at the community center. And we always do it in red, white, and blue, because there's so many veterans, and the flag being there, and our Blue Star Memorial is there too.
So people need to watch the newspaper. The liquor store again will have the
liquor store will have the maps again. The community center and city hall. We will be working with our editor in the paper to make sure we have a nice story. I will put it in as many publications as I can get it into. And this is a great advertisement. I will be at the city council. Anything I can to get people interested in our tour and our Tri-City Flower Show.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sue. Appreciate you taking your time out of this very busy schedule and coming on the show and talking to us about how we can make Richfield beautiful.
Absolutely. The garden club's been doing it for 77 years, and we're not going to give up.
Okay. Hopefully you'll reach.
Yeah. I'll give up before the garden club does.
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much. And to my audience, we'll be back in a few minutes. Bye-bye. Good evening again, and we're concentrating tonight on Richfield summer activities. And after talking about the Richfield Beautiful and the garden club and garden tours, now we're turning our attention to activities essentially sponsored by the city, but carried out for the benefit of all the residents, obviously. On my immediate left is Karen Shragg, and Karen, people should be I'm used to you by now. You've been on a number of
We're
the programs.
sick of me, one or the other.
One or
Yeah.
the other. Karen is director of the Wood Lake Nature Center, which I still consider as the crown jewel in Richfield. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Kris Weiby, you are the manager, is that the correct term, of
That's
both the pool and the ice arena, and was there anything?
The shelter as well.
And
Facility
the
manager.
picnic shelter.
Yep, correct.
Welcome, Kris.
Thank you.
And Chantel, Heinen, you have an interesting responsibility. What is it? Mini golf, malts, and grilled cheese.
Yep, all three. Yep.
So you have the mini golf, obviously, that's in one section of Veterans Park. And then you have the little restaurant concession.
Yep, right next to the mini golf.
Okay, welcome again. Thank you so much, all of you. I know you've already put in probably an 8-hour day, and this is an extension of it. Karen, let's start with you because we have a really important event coming up the first weekend of August, the first
Correct.
Saturday, August 1st. Why don't you tell our audience about it?
Well, it's just when I get to test out Kris and all of his wonderful staff because we make them work pretty hard on that day. I get there at 4 in the morning, and so does Kris and his staff, and we work hard setting up the Urban Wildland Half Marathon and 5K race, which celebrates all of that is education for Richfield kids at Wood Lake. So the Richfield kids do not have to pay to have their 3 field trips K through 6 every year, but the marathon pays for that. So we get the kids from the schools to come out and volunteer. My job is to get the sponsors to come, and we really need runners, so we want people to like us on Facebook. And this is the wonderful shirt that was last year's shirt. This year's shirt I think is going to be more of a blue, but this is our logo, and it's really nice because 50% of it is made from recycled pop bottles. It's a very, very green race, and the race is, these are the sponsors, so if anybody knows someone who has spare $500 in their pocket, they can sponsor to be one of our sponsors of the race, and that gets them on the shirt and also gets a logo link on our website. And then we send out an email blast. We're a virtual race bag now. We no longer, in the old days you would say, oh, here's my postcards, and then we'd spend a day just putting postcards in all the bags. And now it's virtual, meaning we don't want people to be throwing out all that stuff. So we send an email click to everyone saying, please open up these coupons or whatever, and then they can print them out at their leisure.
Okay.
So we give them a pool pass if they come running, so it's really nice. Hopefully it'll be a hot day. But not too hot because runners don't like it too hot. We do have pools at the end, and Alina does sponsor us. So far, we've I don't put it this way. I don't let them play any Grateful Dead music at the end of the race. That just doesn't happen. But we have music and massage and organic food, and like I said, the shirts are very green, as well as we allow people to come and recycle their shoes. And that's kind of a neat thing. So yeah, it's a fun time, and it's really great. Amy Markle is our director, and she does a great job.
And where does this race start?
Starts and ends right at Vets Park, right at the ice arena.
At the ice arena.
Right at the ice arena.
Yeah.
You get involved.
I'm heavily involved in it.
I do remember, there's 2 reasons why that's great. Not only is it a great park, but the night before, we put in all the food, and the ice arena, what is the second sheet, at 55 degrees, something like that?
Yep, 55 degrees, correct.
See, I even know that, and I'm not an ice. So it's 55 degrees, so you keep the oranges and everything. In fact, one year the bananas came in green, and we stored them in their furnace room, so they would ripen overnight. So it's very, very nice. And then I remember a guy who was a little overheated. We just had him walk around the ice arena and just cool off. And it's a really great place to have it. So it's like an emergency place as well.
And the race really goes to the west, and then through the south, and then to the east of Richfield.
It goes through Wood Lake. We have a water stop right outside. So we spend a good deal of the 2 weeks before making sure the muskrats haven't done any damage to our trails. So that's really, really fun. But it's really neat because runners are a great community. They're very loyal to their sponsors. They're very loyal to the race, and it's fun just I belong to a health club, and seeing my shirts, come like,
all around.
Yeah.
And
And
being
then
worn.
I don't like seeing the backs, though, because then it reminds me of how much work I have yet to do. I go, oh, that's right, I haven't contacted those sponsors yet.
And it raises lots of money, and the public can just go out and watch the race.
Right, August 1st, please, Richfield, come out and cheer people on. That is one of the best things runners like, especially toward those last few miles. They just love hearing people just clap. And
Yeah, I mean, there is a psychological dimension to running.
Right.
And
the funniest part, the thing that ever happened, though, I have to say, is that we try to be as ecologically correct as we can. So one year we got bibs that were biodegradable. The race bibs,
Oh,
and they were impregnated with seeds that were so like you could recycle them and grow black-eyed Susan seeds in a prairie. I mean, we went so green you couldn't believe it, and we were concerned. He said they're so biodegradable. What if it rains? So we thought we had tested it out. Somebody had run with them, but it rained that day. And as the microphone guy was trying to announce people, he has their numbers and he has a list. If it's number like 109 and it's Carrie Smith, and then he can say, Carrie Smith, come on in. And all you could see were safety pins. There was nothing there. It all just melted on the way. And he goes, I have no idea who you are. So funny. It was so funny. It was sad. I just imagine that someday there'll be a trail of black-eyed Susan seeds right along the path if they actually worked. So.
well, as long as they didn't start growing on the person, I guess you were okay.
That's true.
Well, that certainly is an exciting thing, and you need volunteers from the community.
Yes.
Should they call Woodlake?
They should call Woodlake. Scott Ramsey is the person they should ask for. We need 200 volunteers to make this happen.
Oh, wow.
And we need volunteers at the finish line, the food tent. We need them at 7 water stops. That's one thing we really focus on to make sure that our runners are happy. And in an August race, 13.6 miles, you really need 7 water stops. You don't have to do 7 water stops, but it's very appreciated. Then we need people to hand out water.
As they go by. And that's, I think, one of the training races for the Twin Cities
for the
Marathon.
Twin Cities. Yep.
Yeah.
And this year our director's actually headed to run that. So if I see her sneaking in for an extra run, I'll understand.
Okay, well, that certainly is become a real favorite of Richfield and a very
really has.
recognizable event to advertise Richfield and advertise the Woodlake Nature Center. Kris, I'll move on to you. Obviously, the ice arena and the pool have been around for a long time, but both of them have undergone major renovations over the last, 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about each one of them and kind of describe?
So we've added a second sheet at the ice arena in '99. So now we have 2 NHL size sheets. We have 8 locker rooms, and now we have an additional locker room for the Minnesota Magicians, which is
Who are the Minnesota Magicians?
They are a junior team of the North American Hockey League. It's a Tier 2 team. They play during the winter, and they've become a big draw to the city of Richfield. So it's a really good addition for the city.
Okay, so they're kind of like the same kind of relationship to the professional team as like the minor leagues? Or?
It's kind of like a minor league team, but the goal of these kids is to get college scholarships.
Oh, college scholarship.
Yeah.
They're trying to get into it.
Yeah.
And they play, 10, 15, 20 games?
They actually play 60 games out of the year.
60?
30 home games, starting
wow.
in September and running all the way to the end of March.
And so the tickets are available and the public can go see them?
Yep, tickets are available. You can stop by the arena office at any time and purchase tickets.
And pretty much starting like in October, November? Or?
Yep, we're all systems go for that.
And obviously, those 2 hockey sheets are really used by a wide range of people, right? Not just our own little Richfield leagues.
That's correct. We have the Edina Youth Hockey Association, the Minneapolis Youth Hockey Association, the Bloomington Youth Hockey Association, Holy Angels High School uses it, Richfield, obviously, the youth hockey, and then Richfield High School as well. So we have a lot of user groups.
Yeah, big.
Along with adult hockey.
And obviously that helps to keep it open. I mean, the city's not totally supporting it.
That's correct. That's how we earn our revenue is through our ice hours sold. And we're pretty much busy all the way through November 1st to end of February. We're chock full with our ice rentals. So it's a good thing.
And the public also can skate some of the times. I know there's open skating.
That's correct. We offer public skating basically every day but Saturday. Monday through Friday, it's noon to 1:30. And then
During the summertime?
During the summertime. And then 6 to 8:30 on Wednesday nights. And then 3 to 5:30 on Sundays.
Okay. And you also have, or used to have anyway, I assume you still do, have ice skating lessons in groups?
We do. We offer it throughout the year. It's on Saturday mornings in the fall, winter, and spring. And then it's on Tuesday nights during the summer.
Okay. And my daughter took ice skating lessons there, and so Mom had to learn too. I never ice skated growing up, but I learned to skate when she did. So it's a wonderful family activity and certainly healthy.
It's very good. It's a lifetime sport, and I like
Yeah,
to
you can always do
push
it.
that.
And I believe there are even some adult groups, leagues still skating. Maybe they playing at 1 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, we
playing hockey.
almost go to 11:30. You know, at times. Most of the time we're done at 11. But yeah, we have night groups every night of the week of adult leagues. It's amazing. That's what Minnesota brings, though.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
It's unique. That is wonderful. And then the pool. Obviously, as we head into the hot summer months, it's a very popular place. The warmer the temperature, the more the kids.
Yeah, that's correct. We, on an average hot day, we're going to average anywhere from 500 to 800 people coming through those doors every day.
Oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, we average over 5,000 memberships that come in
Oh,
for the whole year. So that's a busy place, and it's a great thing for the city of Richfield.
And that's also, that was redone over, let's see, in the last 10, 15 years.
That's correct. That was redone in 2003. We added a huge play feature, a new house and locker rooms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And people can either pay by the day or by the yearly pass or summer pass for all
That's
intents and purposes.
That's correct. They can either do a daily pass or do a season pass.
And
whichever they
family
prefer.
passes also.
Yep,
Versus
up to 7, correct.
up to 7 on the
Yeah.
family pass.
Yep.
And you see that, you see returning.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we have returning families, and it's good because you get to see them every year and get to know them coming in.
Kids grow
It's
up.
great. And our lifeguards, they're great, so they get to learn these families year after year, and it's a good family place to hang out.
And it's safe and enjoyable.
Oh, very safe, yeah.
And you have quite a crew of lifeguards, obviously. How many lifeguards do you have on? Obviously, weekends might be more than weekday, and after maybe from 3 to 7, there's a few more lifeguards than early in the morning.
So yeah, we have 24 lifeguards on staff, and then we'll at least have 7 on deck at all times.
At all times.
Yeah.
And do you still have groups that come in, because it's an Olympic-sized pool, and do their lanes thing?
Yep, so we have 8 swim teams that are using it throughout the summer. It is a 50-meter pool, so it's kind of rare. There's not a lot of 50-meter outdoor pools in the state of Minnesota, so it's heavily sought after. So we're running in the morning and nighttime on the opposite ends of when the public is using the facility.
Just out of curiosity, how early do some of them?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they run till 9 o'clock at night.
9 o'clock at night. So that's good. And again, just so the taxpayers of the city of Richfield don't think that they're subsidizing all this stuff. Those groups have to pay.
That's correct. Yep, they're paying per lane. Yep.
Oh, okay, wow. And then the other kind of my favorite place because of the farmer market is that picnic shelter over there.
Yes.
Tell me a little about that program and what goes on all summer long.
So yeah, I'm in charge of the shelter that's down at Veterans Park. It's home to the farmers market, which is a great thing that runs May 16th through October 24th. If you go down there on Saturday morning, you're going to see tons of cars, tons of vendors, produce, the whole 9 yards. It's a great family event to go down there and get syrup and honey and fresh vegetables and all that kind of thing, along with the play feature that's right there and the mini golf that's down there. So it's a great thing. So we rent, but we also rent it out as parties for weddings and reunions. So we have over 2,000 people that do that throughout the summer as well.
Wow. I guess you stay busy enough.
Yeah.
Earn your living. Yeah, that farmer's market has really become a popular thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I love it down there.
And I guess we should mention, there is a second site another day of the week, isn't it, in Richfield?
That's correct. That's at Lindale Gardens.
Lindale Gardens, I think
Yeah.
they canceled that though.
Yeah.
It was at
Oh.
another date. They're experimenting with different locations for that right now.
Oh, so that one isn't, 'cause I know in the past there has been, I guess it was Thursday or something like that, so. Well, that is really cool, and again, a big plus for Richfield to have those facilities there.
Oh, yeah. And the whole Veterans Park has been a great thing for the city. You know, there's so many things that you can do within the park.
And there also is that commemorative All Wars Memorial.
Yes,
That
the
is
memorial, yep.
really a nice place to visit and a quiet place to contemplate the sacrifice of so many men from our communities.
Yeah, I love driving up and seeing that every morning as I'm going to my office.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me.
Yeah. Well, Chantel, now last but not least, we have the mini golf that's been redone also. I believe.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about mini golf. Many people don't even know it exists.
I know, how sad. They'll know now. Well, it was formerly known as Maltees. We added a grilled cheese menu this year, so we named it Malt. Little catchy. We have the mini golf, we have our regular malt menu and ice cream menu, and we've expanded and added 4 signature grilled cheese sandwiches and a build your own as well.
So people play golf and then come in.
Yeah, or the other way around. You
Or
gotta
the other
feed
way
yourself before you go sometimes, and then stop back for ice
Because
cream.
mini golf is heavy duty
Yeah.
aerobics.
It is. There's 18 holes sometimes. It takes them a while.
True. That's
Yeah.
a big one. It's
It
not
is
one of the
big.
6 or 9ers.
Yeah, it's
Fun.
got the big waterfall. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And we did remodel the inside a little bit. We did a little painting during the off season, so there's some new bright colors, new menus, new seating area. So have to stop by and check it out.
Yeah. And what hours is that open?
Until Memorial Day, we're only open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 7. After Memorial Day, we'll be open Monday through Sunday, 10 to 8. Yeah,
10 to
all
8.
day.
That'll be great. And you have obviously also have a staff maintaining it and also
Yep.
serving.
Yep, we have a staff of about 25. So there's a lot of youngsters working there, which is fun.
A lot of the college kids in high school.
College kids, high school, yeah, I got a lot of seniors this year, so they're all heading off to college next year, so it's fun to get to know them and hear where everybody's going to school.
And
Yeah.
that's great.
And then we have
How-
the pumpkin patch in the fall, so something to look forward to.
Oh, explain that.
Yeah, in September, late September, Saturdays and Sundays, we have a pumpkin patch. So we have hay rides and Surrey rides and bounce houses, pumpkins, of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a busy place in the fall.
I did not realize that
Yeah.
went on. I mean, I thought I was up to date, but obviously not. That is
Last year was the first year, I believe, for the pumpkin patch. Yeah, so
Now, does anything go on, December to May?
No.
Pretty much closes.
Yeah, we close at the end of October for the pumpkin patch, and then we reopen again in May.
And you gear up for another.
Yep, we got to get ready for the new season. Yep.
So you do have a full year employment, or are you seasonal?
Yeah, there's work to be done all year.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. How long have you worked at the?
I have recently started. I started working for Malt about mid-March.
So you're brand new.
Yeah,
to the
brand new,
city
yeah.
staff.
But it's been fun. I enjoy it.
That's good. Yeah. And Kris, how long have you been with the city?
I've almost a year and a half right now at this point. So, but I was at the city of Burnsville prior to for 7 years.
Oh, so you came to us from Burnsville.
Yep, that's correct.
Well, that's good. You did your training there, and then you were
There you go. There you have it.
for us. So how many people a day go through the golf? Obviously, you want more.
Well, right now we're just starting up since it's only, it's May. People are still in school, but we've still had quite a few people. We've had a couple of groups of 30 or more come in. We
Okay.
do offer group rates, so if you have, over 10 people, we can help you out there. It's a good thing to do for summer activities,
Just get a group
Yeah.
together and go
Yeah.
play mini golf.
We have quite a few people come through, though, so I'm sure in the summer it'll pick up even more.
And all the information is obviously available on the city website,
Yep, on the city website.
and people can look it up. And I know you have some coupons, I think, in the recreation bulletin
Yeah.
that came out, or someplace I saw something.
We have a Groupon out right now and a crowd cut.
Okay,
Yeah. We got a lot of people with their Groupons coming through, which is exciting.
nice.
It's a good deal.
Yes, the day of personal media,
Yeah.
all electronic equipment.
I have to tell you, a really good friend of mine who I don't see very often, she says, for your birthday, we're going to go play mini golf. I have a Groupon, but she didn't tell me where. And I said, you mean you're bringing me to my own city? So I got to play, and it was so much fun. I
Yeah.
had such a good time, but I had to laugh that she didn't realize
It was right there.
it was, well, that it was part of the same city that I'm a part of.
It's something that the people are like me. It's maybe something we did in our younger days.
But we don't think about
But
it.
I don't think about it now. I think I'm going to have to get a group of friends
Yeah,
together.
it's
and
still
we'll have to
fun.
come over.
Yeah.
And so for Richfield residents, well, you take them from Minneapolis, Bloomington, wherever
Yeah.
they come from, right?
Of course. But-
Then that's,
Yeah, we have people of all ages come through and golf.
yeah.
It's kind of one of those activities that is fun for everyone.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's something that everybody can participate in.
Yeah.
Anything else going on over in that park? I know we probably won't get into it, but there is potential for a band shell to be built there. I think there's some commitment to put it in, and it's a little bit controversial. But that'll be another feature
Yeah.
to bring people to the park. And,
That's correct.
Yeah, the new park setting has brought a lot of people too. It looks really great.
So we put in a brand new play feature
yes, and
right
that, what
next
is
to mini
it?
golf in the shelter.
That's about 2 years old now?
No, it's actually basically brand new. That was installed this last fall in 2014.
Okay. I've heard great things.
So it has a 28-foot web crawl, like steeple for the kids. It has an 80-foot zip line. It has fitness equipment for the adults, and then for equipment for the
really?
little guys as well. And
Yeah, I
it-
see lots of moms out there on the little elliptical things while their kids play. It's pretty neat.
yeah.
So you actually can work out while
Yeah.
your kids are on the slides and swings.
Yeah, isn't that perfect?
Yeah, the city,
Wow,
the city
that
invested
is-
$150,000 in all that equipment. So it's just a great
Wow.
upgrade.
On a hot day, it's full, like full.
Oh, what a wonderful thing. I mean, I never thought about exercising while the grandkids were playing in the slide and whatnot. Oh, that's
The problem is you're working out and you go, I know you fell. I got 2 more minutes left. I'll be fine.
the way it would dirt for a little bit.
Turn.
Oh, I don't think that'll
I
happen.
finished my workout. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know.
Oh, that's great. Well, yes. I guess I better get over there and check that out. I, run through the farmer market and really haven't always looked at what else is all going on there. So, lots of things in Vet Park. That really was always meant to be a community activity. And, you've got the whole part over there that's for nature, but it was also meant for different activities like the mini golf and the farmer's market.
I'm dating myself, but in 1985, when I was getting my finishing up my master's program, I was asked to come and help work on the master plan for Vets Park as part of my degree, not knowing that someday I'd be working for the city. But I remember those conversations. Yes, it was indeed to be a multi-use for everybody, because it's such a large piece of land.
Yeah, and that'll be good too. I was on the 4th of July committee and ran the street dance for a number of years. So come the 4th of July with the new facility of the play feature area, that'll be a really nice thing to have for people to come and see that. So I suppose you'll make sure that that's all working fine.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. Yeah.
That's
The
another
4th
thing
of
that-
July is a busy time. Where it's kind of based out of the arena, too.
Yes,
So-
yes. And actually, we need to just mention that Richfield residents against this year will have a 4th of July activity going on. So that's something to look forward to, along with the other things that are going on.
Yeah.
A little bit back to the Nature Center. We got a whole bunch of things going on besides the marathon.
We do. Well, we have the Emily Day Picnic Shelter, which is going to be up and running. All we need is the electricity to be figured out, but with the water is there, and we have bird netting, which we learned from our shelter over in Vets Park to put bird netting up first, right?
That's correct.
Because you don't want that to be in addition to your lunch. And so that'll be a nice thing to have in case of inclement weather, that we can do our programs there. But also new this year, we have any student in Richfield who is on the free and reduced lunch program and lives in Richfield is entitled to take advantage of the Emily Day Scholarship Fund. So they can come to any number of our programs. The pre-K programs are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9:30 to 11:30. They have to get there, but all they have to do is call and we'll sign them up, and really excited. We really want to fill our programs with kids who might not have been able to come before because they couldn't really afford the additional cost, which are anywhere from $50 to about $80 to $90, depending on the camp. And then Monday through Friday, we do camps for the older kids, first grade and second grade graduates up to sixth grade graduates. And I know that some of them are full. I decided to do one on make a mini fairy garden, and that's full. So I better know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm not sure.
Well, I was going to say
not sure.
adults are interested in that too.
Well, if they come disguised as first graders, I think I'll catch them.
Okay.
But we have The Amazing Race, which is kind of over the TV show, and then that's full. But Pirate Play is still there, and I taught that one last year. Really fun. We took a tree and converted it to a pirate ship, and had the kids look for buried treasure all week with clues, and it was just a way to get kids outdoors. They're just saying kids aren't outdoors very much, and you can tell that by how they don't know animals that I show them anymore.
My.
It's like, what's this? You show them a muskrat, and they're like, a monkey? No, it's not a monkey. Oh, it's so sad. So I go, job security, job security. I got to teach people their local wildlife. So if they don't know it, I guess that's job security. But
Well, and that's so key to all three of your activities, is to get those kids out of their four walls and away from their electronic instruments and out into the fresh air. I mean, do you kind of push that a little bit in terms of trying to talk people to take a part in these activities?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I hope kids still find it more fun to come and play golf and go to the park over like playing on their iPad. But I think from what I've noticed so far, still a lot of kids are really interested in the mini golf and parks, and they're the ones begging their parents, can we go outside, it's hot out. So hopefully it stays like that.
And you see that too. I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy with hockey and the whole thing's about brain concussions, but still, hockey is such a good activity for kids. I mean, you really got to use almost every muscle that you have.
It's a huge aerobic sport, and it's great for kids. And the checking doesn't happen till later on as well, so you don't need to worry as much with the concussions. And then at the pool, obviously, as well. That's a great activity. Swimming is almost even better than hockey when you think about it in terms of...
Yeah, and it's not so tight on the muscles. I mean, the joints. I mean, you're buoyant, so there's...
Yeah, you're not putting pressure on all your joints and that kind of thing, too. So.
Do you get many adults coming out to do that in swimming, like lap swimming or out there?
Yep, so we offer lap swim as well, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays.
Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays. Okay.
Yep. And then we have people that are just trying to recover from injuries that are coming in there. They do it all the time. It's easier on their joints, and they don't have a pool that's accessible, so it's cheaper for them to use our pool and pay either a season pass or a daily rate.
So is the pool kind of roped off so people can lap while just other kids can just go in and fool around in the water?
So the lap swim actually happens before it's open to the public for the main pool. Yeah. Before and after, yeah.
So what are the hours for people to come in who just might want to do exercise lap swimming?
So that is 7 to 8:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then it is also on Sundays from 10:30 to noon.
To noon.
Yep.
And then in the evening, you mentioned you have
That's
some-
at night. Yep, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So,
Okay,
yep.
Tuesday and Thursday nights. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to do. Swimming is a lifetime, another one of those lifetime things.
Yep.
And of course, there's always old jocks who do the hockey thing for the rest of their lives too.
That's correct.
And that's a great way to stay in shape.
We have people that come in public skate and get their exercise just doing the laps around the arena too. That's another great way to
Yes.
stay in shape.
Yeah, skating is really good. It's a good physical thing. And then obviously the nature center, we walk and walk and walk, right?
A lot of walkers with 3 miles of trails, and they like it because we don't have asphalt. We have limestone covered trails, so people really enjoy that. We had a lot of people out for our birdathon. They were doing a lot of walking for that. We just had a
Yes.
birdathon in May. That'll probably become an annual event as a fundraiser for Friends of the Lake. So
And they were successful seeing a lot of birds, I assume. You're
140
on the migratory
Yeah.
path.
right, we had 114 species in one day seen.
Wow.
So that's pretty good, pretty good.
Any unusual ones that you didn't expect to
Prairie
see?
warbler was
Prairie
seen, and not by me. I was like, I'm always at my desk when somebody says, "We saw a prairie warbler." I go, "What is wrong with me? Why am I not out there seeing?" I'm a pretty avid birder myself, but it really feels good to get out there and actually when we were out, we saw a coyote pup, and I thought that should count for 10 birds, but nobody agreed with me. So.
That's right. We have, how many coyotes do we have?
Well, probably one family for sure, and possibly 2. They're very secretive when they're feeding their young,
Yeah.
but things disappear a lot faster because they've got so much to eat. So we had an owl take out a Cooper's hawk, and someone said, "Want to come see a dead Cooper's hawk?" Boom! It was gone. The coyotes probably said, "Nope, that's Junior's lunch today." So really fast, they get the food.
That surprises me that a owl could get a hawk. But I guess,
The great horns can get the Cooper's hawks. Yep. Yep. They're probably a little territory conflict because they don't eat them. They just
they got upset that they were close
probably
to the babies, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we have any deer?
Yes, we have about 4 deer right now.
That's probably a few too many.
It's about 1 too many. Our carrying capacity is 3.
Okay.
So we had a culling program this last year, and we have to keep those numbers down or our forest gets destroyed.
Yep, yeah. I remember a while back when we just had, I think there were like 15 a number of years ago. There
There were
was
48.
48. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, way overpopulated. Yep.
And we were trapping. Anything else that we haven't talked about in your areas that you want to do to encourage people to come or give a plug? Or?
Well, we did add the grilled cheese menu brand new this year, so I definitely think people should come by and try it out. We have a barbecue chicken sandwich, mac and cheese sandwich, turkey and bacon, and a 4-cheese sandwich. And then they also have the opportunity to build their own, any type of fixin' and whatever cheese they want.
So people really, rather than going to an indoor restaurant or an indoor fast food place,
Yeah.
should really head over to your place.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds
All in
fantastic.
one. Dinner, dessert, and fun.
What is
Why
for
not?
dessert?
Malts.
Of course,
Yeah.
the malts. Kind of almost back to the 50s, 60s malts. Those of us that are old enough, these kids are too young, but
Keeps me young to hang out with them, though.
yeah, that's true. Kris, anything else you want to talk about your hockey?
I just want to encourage everybody to come down to Vets Park because they can really, it's the variety of things that they can do. They can go to the mini golf, they can go use the play feature, they could go use the pool. A family could really just spend the whole day down there, and I encourage you to do so. Our facilities are great, our staff is great, and come on, spend a day with it.
Well, and we talked a little bit about the Memorial Park part of it, which is, the kids need to learn about that too. But you do have kind of a nature hike and and I know you've got water, so they have some animals out
they
there.
have a really good selection of birds that come through there. It's the section that's got boardwalks and wetland. It's mainly a wetland.
Yeah.
And surrounded by some trees, so it's a nice habitat.
And I don't think there's too much prairie. I mean, I think it's mostly grass, just kind of mowed grass.
Kind of
but,
wetland and lawn.
well,
basically.
that's what I
Yeah.
was trying to
Lots of
think
green
about.
space.
Well, this has been really nice. I really want to thank you all for showing up. And again, my guests have been Karen Shragg, director of the Woodlake Nature Center, and the viewers probably have seen you a few times. And Kris and Chantel, thank you so much. And I just really, really want to encourage all the viewing audience. I know this program goes out to Bloomington and Edina and Hopkins, and while each of the cities has their own areas, we also want to tell them to come and see what the small kid on the block, Richfield, has to offer, because it's really, really a lot. Mm-hmm. So thanks so much for being here, taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
And what do people do in Richfield? They need to come to the parks, correct?
That's right.
And to the arena and the pool. Thanks so much. And to my viewing audience, this has been our annual Summer Happenings in Richfield program. Again, come to the pool, come to the ice arena, come to the marathon. Again, that date is August 1st.
August 1st, right.
And then from our very first part of the program, the garden tour, which is July 25th. Thank you and good night.